The theme is sharing the planet, and the topic is environment. I think that the image represent of what I see contamination, where two kids are trying to clean the beach, maybe, or to find something useful, that it could be clothes or it could be objects. But the main issue here is that they are cleaning the beach because one of the kids has a bag where they can put the garbage. And another point is that they are without clothes. So this is probably the best description of what I see. And something that I notice is that they could be somewhere in the Caribbean Ocean, because they are in a place where there is a beach, where there is ocean. And I can relate it to the Dominican Republic, but maybe I cannot relate that date because this issue happens every time. And what I want to say is that this happens because the people want to. What did I mean? And people is, I think it's just focus on what they do in their daily life, like work, like eat, but they're not involved in this issue that it involves all people around the world, because this issue happens every time. And it's something that if we don't stop is going to have a very bad consequence in the world and in the planet, of course, because this global issue has grown significantly over the years. Every year, the world generates over 2 million metric tons of municipal solid waste. And the bad thing here is the number is expected to increase by 70% in 2050. So this is a very bad situation, because this kind of waste, like the image is showing, it could include the household trash, industrial byproducts, because this is a main factor that makes the transmission of greenhouse gas emissions. Organic waste, of course, because what I think is that the people doesn't know about this type of ways that it could reuse for another thing, that it could help us to beat this problem. And hazardous materials that it could affect, because it's garbage and it's not going to change what it is. Now, about the problem, this lies on how the waste is managed. This poor waste leads to environmental pollution, health risk, and resource wastage. What I said before, plastic waste alone accounts for the 3.4% of global greenhouse gas emissions. And this ends up in the oceans, like the image is showing, forming massive garbage patches. And I relate this where I live, because it's too much garbage, and in the world is like this. It's garbage and it's not going to change if we don't do anything. So this is in general, and it's not going to be related in like in English and an English speaking country, because this happens everywhere. So in conclusion, we need to change this before something bad happens later.